Alright guys, so throat string, bottom string, we're going to do it the same way for both patterns. How long the string is, it's going to depend on each pattern maybe a little bit and your preference. I just want to show off the technique. So here we go. The second third hole in, on one of the patterns we ended on this third hole. Either way, let's just use this second one in. We're going to go up it. Then we're going to go down. Really pay attention here, huh? Down this next throat hole. Make everything lay the way you want to. Boom. Now what we're going to do is we're going to find the diamond to the left of the last diamond that we used on the last row, and we're going to go up it. And then what we're going to do is we are going to stay on this row and weave. So we're going up that one, then we'll go down the one to the left of it, up the one to the left of that, and so on. So an easy way to see it maybe is this way. So I'm using a hero bottom string. So I like using a bottom string that's a shooter because if something's gonna rip, it is the shooter, not the mesh, which when you have a goalie, like for my high school goalie, I'm replacing his bottom string all the time, which is fine with me because that's a lot easier and cheaper than restringing it. And just the only thing you need to keep in mind is that the shooters stretch a lot, so tie it tighter than you think that you want it. So here, I'm getting towards the end here. When we go down the one to the right of the one that we finished on, then we're going to be done weaving. Keeping the shooter flat the whole time, it should look like that. Okay? You can see it. Okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it through to make it pretty tight. I don't want this. This is for a younger player. I really don't want him to have. See, look, I don't like how this is. That's fine. Whatever. I didn't like how it was twisted for a second. It looks good. All right, so I'm gonna get mine pretty tight. Like I said, they stretch, and also I'm not trying to like bag this thing out too hard for a middle score. So anyway, to finish it, we are going to go the middle right third hole, the one to the right of the screws. We are going to, I'm trying to keep the string a consistent way. We're gonna go up it, keeping the string. See, it's not, I gotta take it out. I don't want it like the string to like flip this way, right? So I gotta be a little bit more careful here with my string. Looks good to me. So one thing I forgot to mention is that before I put in the throat string, I took my pocket pounder, you can use a baseball bat, and I really pounded the mesh out. And I also made sure that all the interlocks on each side were laying the same way so that the mesh wasn't like off center. So anyway, I went up this one, and now we're simply gonna go down the outside, the second from the outside throat hole. Again, I gotta get my string the way I like it. So before I tie it, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the pocket and think, is this too deep? Is this too shallow? Could the ball get through here? A lot of those thoughts, and I feel like it looks pretty good. I'm going to maybe pull it a little bit more just because I know that it's going to stretch. You know, the more tension that you put onto this string also, the more likely it is to break. So there's a whole like balancing act here. Anyway, this looks good. That's plenty deep. You know, when you see pockets, they always look so deep on Instagram. I don't know. If you can get to 2.5 balls, that's really it. Like, when you get to a 3.5, 4 balls deep, balls deep, that's funny. You know, a regular player's ability to throw with that is just really going to be diminished. Like, certain older guys, certain like professional guys, whatever, can throw with really deep pockets, but you know, a middle schooler, a high schooler, I don't think so. If you feel like you've got rebound problem with a pocket this deep, and it'll get a little deeper, of course. If you feel like you've got rebound problems, then your hands aren't soft enough. Don't know what else to say. All right. Anyway, sorry, totally sidetracked. We are just gonna tie off regular overhand knot here. Boom. And now we are going to do the shooters. Onto the shooters, which again, you can do the same with both patterns, or do them different. Like, I don't know, you could probably use the stick with no shooters, if we're being real about it. This is just the shooter setup that I think works. I don't know. So anyway, we are going to start by using this hold that we didn't use on the channeled pattern, but if you are on the less channeled, the bag gear pattern, you will have used it. But anyway, it's the third side we'll hold down. It's one below the loop. We're gonna go in that one, and what we want to be doing is we want to be going on the 11 diamond row below the one that we locked. So that's this one. So we roll it here, we find this diamond. So what we are going to do is just start like that, pull half through. We are going to take this string, go down, go up. This is just how I do my shooters. You don't really need to do it this way with the nylon, because it'll always kind of lay flat, if you will. But across a goalie stick. Who would have thunk it, right? So we go down, and on this down one, we are going to go up through the inside of the plastic. So now we've got our two strings, and what I like to do is get this pretty tight on this one, because this is like the very top shooter. I like to do, let's see how well, I think it's called a square knot. Go right string over left string, tight. Now, whatever, I just said that wrong. Start over. So I left string over right string. Maybe that's what I said. I don't know. Pull it tight. Now right string over left string. Cool. Now with the remaining little bit, I tie a simple overhand with both of them. Voila. Okay, so for the next shooter, I'm going to do a U. And what I want to do is I want it to be, again, on the next 11 diamond row. And for this one, I'm going to do a U with 3 diamonds. So this is the middle one. This is the left one of the 3. I follow this down. I get to here. It's this one right there. It's like right over the X of the second X, I guess, the big X. And if you're using a long string and they aren't tipped, you can cut, I hope that shows up well, you can cut it like on a diagonal and then burn it. And that gives you a tip, because I like to go through the plastic when I can. So I'm going to go in there. And now pull this string so that it's, you know, even. And what I'm going to do here is take the outside one. I'm going to go down and up. And what I really want here is for it to keep laying flat. So get that out of the way. Take the other strand, go down and up. And you can hold it like this too, to make sure that you're laying flat. So switching back and forth, doing the same thing. This keeps my shooters laying flat. I'm going down and up. And Now this is the only time where you're gonna not keep it flat. I want to go down, keeping it flat, but then I want to kind of like turn it up like that. Boom. This one we're gonna go, well, we'll do that on the way back too. We're gonna go down and up like we normally would. And now same thing, I'm gonna go down it, but I'm gonna turn it. How can I show this? It turns here to go up, and so you can see that everything is still laying kind of flat on this one. It's just how I do it. I don't know. And we're gonna go now. Again, everything goes back to staying flat. Hope you can see it. Really just release is what I'm worried about. So anyway, on this last one, I'm gonna go down, keeping it flat everywhere. And now I'm going to go through the plastic from the inside this time, keeping it flat, holding it down here with my left hand. Keep it flat, keep this flat, before I just tie it. Go ahead, give it a look. Does it look good? Looks good to me. See how the ball isn't going to catch too much on that. As I run my finger over it, there's not a lot here for it to catch. Catch point, as I've mentioned, in a goalie stick, not a positive thing. So just like I did with my nylon, I'm going to tie this square knot. And now I'm going to do my simple overhand. Boom. Boom town. Alright, so could be done, but I'd like to add another shooter. And so since I did a 3 here, and I'm going on 11 diamond rows, this one's going to be old school V, baby. Back when I was a kid, back in my day, we used V's before we used U's, and now we don't use either, I guess. That's kind of funny. Alright, so this time I have 2 hero strings. So on the last one, it was a piece of Laxstream Platinum, so when you do that, make it just the length of 2 strings, basically. But anyway, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to tie my I'm going to do it just like I would. I'm going to tie my square knot. Alright, I really hope it's called a square knot. I've said that a lot of times so far. Tie my square knot, pull it tight. Oh no, did I leave enough room for my overhand? We gonna find out. Then do my overhand. That'll be fine. No problem. Good for me. Alright. So now we do the same thing. We're gonna go from this diamond, we're gonna go to that diamond. So we're gonna skip 1 and going in like this. Boom. Now we're gonna do the same thing. Going up here. And I think I'll just fast forward this part probably when I get into editing because, you know, you gotta know how. Just there. Keeping it flat. And now this one we're going to go in, keeping it flat, but then we are going to turn, so it's turn it. So now we're on the back, flip to the back side. And this one, put down here so I can. Up here, down here. And again, we're just gonna go through the plastic. There's plenty of room. I don't know how well you can see that in the camera, but it looks like a good pocket to me. And again, you can move the shooters down. You could do no shooters. That's all personal call, and I encourage you to try different ones. The other Eclipse that I did for the same player, I did with slightly different shooters. I did the same pattern for him, but I did a slightly different shooter setup, and I did that and I'm gonna ask him which one he likes more. Sometimes when you do experiments like that, the kids just don't even know. I was like, oh, I don't know, it's the same, or because maybe it feels the same. Sometimes they just don't pay attention. You know, they're kids. Anyway, we done. Gonna snip all the strings. It's a good looking pocket. Again, shout out to Christopher from Mainly Mesh. I got a lot of techniques from his original Eclipse video. Yeah, so tell me what you think, please, if you use any of my patterns, and hopefully I'll try and do more of these as I string them. Thanks, guys.